Oh yeah, welcome 2024. My goodness, how time flies. This year, Machina turns 8 years old, and I figured since we're celebrating our 8th anniversary, I wanted the first bike to come out in Machina to have some sort of connect with this event or with this achievement. Well, here we go. Our first episode this year is the Suzuki GSX8S. Yeah? 8!
And I feel the time's a ways to go. So where you go into tomorrow, and I see that these are lies to come.
I have a lot to say about this bike, and I'd like to start with how this thing just leaves. The power is linear and can take you from 0 to 100 no prob. I'm 170 pounds, easy breezy. Of course, like in the case of any bike, the faster you go, nature will try to slow you down. Resistance takes place. In the GSX8S, it's not that apparent. You will enjoy your 0 to 100. For the brakes out in front, we have dual 310mm discs and radially mounted Nissan 4-piston calipers. At the back, it's a 240mm stainless steel disc brake with a Nissan single-piston caliper. ABS, of course. The Suzuki GSX8S has a fuel-injected 776cc 4-stroke liquid-cooled DOHC parallel twin engine. We got some 6-speed transmission action here. Suspension is very sporty, so it's going to be more on the stiff side. That's the way it is with sport bikes and sport nakeds. We have inverted telescopic forks out in front and monoshocks at the rear. Chassis is very rigid. Now, in line with that, it's a bit longer than your usual sport naked. So the plus is that there's more stability in a straight line. When you go fast, the trade-off is, well, theoretically, it will sacrifice on handling in the corners because it's a bit longer, right? The shorter wheel-based bikes will be hugging those corners better. I mean, to be honest, I didn't feel the difference at all. I mean, I'm not MotoGP rider level, you know, I'm quite happy with our Marilaki corners with this. I feel that this can compete with other sport nakeds with shorter wheelbases. Now, helping in the handling department, the seat height is lower compared to, let's say, the Suzuki GSX-S 750. So the lower your butt is to the ground, the better the handling. We have 17s for tires. For the fuel tank, we can fit in 14 liters in there. For consumption, I was doing about 20 kpl thereabouts, and this is really spirited riding in a lot of corners and stop-and-go situations. So it's not that thirsty, actually, for its size. Colors, I love them. We have Pearl Cosmic Blue, Pearl Tech White, and Metallic Matte Black.
And I feel it. And I feel it. Where you gone since tomorrow? Where you go with a mask I found?
The Suzuki GSX8S. Now, let us just for a second here talk about how this bike looks, okay? Yung color scheme, yung kanyang design. Off the bat, I must say, to my eyes, it's just a highly visually desirable looking bike. Naalala ko yung unang labas ng, ano ba yan, Suzuki Gladius ba yan nung araw? That, similar to the blue, black, and a bit of white here and there. Although ito, blue and black lang. It's the shade of the blue that they decided to use, where they put the blue, and how it just pop in here and there. For me, it's just, mismong ginawa ng Suzuki dito. This bike looks really, really, really good. Now, what I want to point out here really quick also is the fact na there's something about yung acceleration nito na napaka-explosive. When this thing takes off, it's like, uy, diba? Parang, am I on a litter bike? Obviously, hindi to litter bike. Pero, ba't ganun yung alis niya? So, I couldn't explain it and I'm looking at the sprocket. Maybe it's the sprocket configuration or something. So, that said, kung ganun yung diskarte nila, this is gonna be very, very explosive. Sa simula, banat siya, baka sa dulo pwede kang mabitin. That could be how this is designed. But definitely, for its size, if you're gonna go for urban assault, a bit of the twisties, this bike is very, very explosive. Napakahusay, napakaganda. In terms of fit and finish, quality, seat upholstery is primo. This is also primo. Is it comfortable? Yes. And I just want to point out, they're putting a lot of emphasis on the foam dito sa area na to where, you know, a lot of the pressure will come, especially when you're accelerating and you're being pushed back. So, very generous ang kanyang foam dito sa part na to. Betlog area, okay naman. For a guy, kung girl ka naman, I can't relate. Handlebars, the handlebar finish is also very, very good. Grips natin are okay na rin. Pwede na. Plastics here, this would be more of a higher quality level. The plastics here are okay. It's not cheap looking, but neither is it gantong level ng finish. But you can see where Suzuki is sort of saving money here and there. But these are just aesthetic stuff. Dito sa kaliwa naman, the gray material, the finish of this one, dito sa kaliwa, okay din naman siya. I mean, look at the design. It's very simple. It's pretty straight up. It's pretty elegant. Nice, clean lines. Pagbuksan po natin to, TFT display, syempre. And there you go, straight up. To control that, you just gotta delve into this one. So it's got several modes: traction control, your basics, ABS as well, and so on. Teka lang, pwede pala natin to tanggalin. Oy, ang sarap, binyag boys, yeah. Papaandari lang natin, pakita ko lang ilaw. Another awesome thing about the design of this is, look at how the configuration of the lights are set up. Magkapatong sila. Yan yung bright natin sa ilalim. So, yung mukha niya, napakaganda rin. I mean, I really like it. One thing na nabitin ako though is the signal. I mean, nandito na tayo, but sana in LED na nila to, di ba? Para LED all the way. So, this one is not LED. And if you look at the tail, brakes natin, LED. Pero ito, hindi LED. So, that's like a little quirk there na I'm wondering ba't hindi na tinodo ni Suzuki. In terms of our exhaust, putol siya dito, exposing the rear wheel, nice and clean. I like how they're doing that. So marami kang ikot dito sa ilalim with our catalytic. So if you take a look, very, very clean, really nice, sexy rear. Take a listen at the exhaust. Huh? Pretty good, huh? Very responsive. Our busina now. Brakes are pretty adequate. Dual disc sa harap. You were using Nissin. Of course, ABS po ito. And as far as tires are concerned, we got Dunlop slapped on in here. Dunlops are pretty good tires as well, especially if you're talking about your daily ride and occasional twisties. Ang model na nilagay nila dito is Road Max Road Sport 2. Mirrors are actually pasado sa akin tong mirror na to. These are not bad and I haven't seen mirrors done this way. Kapal din yung stem natin dito, so pasok sa akin yan. What I would also like to see in future variants maybe of Suzuki is how they can incorporate these tubes na tago na malinis. Sometimes kasi yung iba, especially the custom guys, they're just brilliant in how they do things. Nakapasok itong mga cable na to dito sa handlebar. Tapos pababa na lang siya, tatago pa ilalim. It's gonna come out under the T, right? So again, it's a hassle to do, but I mean, these are just minor things that I'm thinking of that maybe can be improved on. I'm trying to imagine other cool configurations here in terms of color. I think if this was also gray with white wheels, I think that would be nice. If this was also some, I mean, blue-gray with red wheels, I think that would also be cool. Many combinations nowadays with how things are going. I would also hope that this can be relocated somewhere. Kasi ang linis na ng bike, diba? And then all of a sudden you see a keyhole here. I know it's for practical reasons, so it's easy access. But if it was hidden in the under part, I think that would be nice. Little things like that. So that's what it looks like from under. To access the seat, you have to get an Allen and unscrew this to see the under seat. But this is pretty much what you get here. little storage for your documents. That's about it. In terms of the quality naman that what we have here, I would say this is also pretty good. Layout, yung klaseng bakal na ginamit nila dito sa side, from where the pistons are housed, how it is laid out, the tubes and all of that. Tingnan mo yan, no? Ganda, diba? Good quality frame, good quality. Our subframe, of course, is bolt-on. Ganda ng quality niya. Option ba na pwede itong tanggalin kung ayaw mo mag-pillion? Unfortunately, dito nakakabit itong canister dito, so you just cannot get rid of this unless you find a way to mount this somewhere else. I wish manufacturers would do that. Kung nakikita naman natin na tanggalable ito, di sana wag na lang nilalagyan ng mga gamit doon sa tanggalable part, kasi paano mo naman tatanggalin niya kasi sa motor kakabit later on. You see what I mean? I must admit though, it still looks clean even with the pillion peg right here. So I wouldn't mind just keeping this here actually. I mean, it looks nice naman. Pretty clean. And you can also see with the configuration of the tires, they're not too thick. It's just right. You know, this is for me one of the best handling bikes out there in this segment. Napakadaling gamitin. It's fast, it's explosive, it's powerful, and you can just get out there and really have fun.
She lies and says she's in love with him. Can't find a better man. She dreams in color, she dreams in red. Can't find a better man. Can't find a better man.
Some improvements here, and we'd like to challenge Suzuki, and I'm sure many people would love to see this. I'm talking about more integration with mobile gadgets. As we move along this earth, there's just so many changes in such a short span of time. It's the way it is. We got to keep up. I'd like to see more connect in that arena, especially in a world where everyone makes content, right? We have social media we want to share with our friends and family and so on. So something to that tune I think would be good. Also, very important, I would love to see in the near future hybrid versions of the GSX8S. I mean, with what I've seen in EICMA a couple of months ago, a lot of manufacturers are already delving deep into electric vehicles. So that said, I know a lot of people are still hanging on to gas, and it's gonna be the case for the next, so on years. But the thing is, for me, the logical step would be hybrid, right? And I would love to see a lot of Suzuki bikes in that state. The Suzuki GSX8S sets the tone, well, at least for me, as our first bike to roll out of Makina this year. They are checking a lot of boxes. First, the design and color. I love it. It's fast. It's got your Suzuki cutting-edge moto-making know-how, still boasting of good old Suzuki reliability. The price, 585,000 pesos. You get a very good modern bike from a powerhouse brand. The GSX8S. Well done, Suzuki. Well done. So what could beat this bike, right? What could top this bike? Well, I must say, that would be the GSX8R. That is the full-fared sport version of this bike. I saw that in EICMA, I fell in love with it, and that's what we should all watch out for in 2024. And we might end up buying one. This is Zach from Makina Moto Features. Happy New Year, everybody. 2024, bring it.
Yeah, that's why she